Hello, Tarnished, and welcome back to the channel. Alright, PC warriors and console champions, listen up. Wuchang Fallen Feathers has dropped its official system requirements, and you might want to check your rig before you hit that install button. Today, I'm breaking down exactly what specs you need, what they really mean, what to expect on consoles, and how to squeeze the best performance out of this new Souls-like that's trying to carve out a name alongside Elden Ring and Lies of P. Grab your RAM sticks. Let's get into it. First, super quick refresher for anyone who just stumbled in. Wuchang Fallen Feathers is a recently released Souls-like in the late Ming Dynasty. You play as Wuchang, a wandering warrior cursed with strange powers, in a world teetering on the edge of collapse. It's got brutal boss fights, rich Chinese folklore, beautiful corrupted landscapes, and all that punishing cryptic world building we love from the genre. Now that it's dropped day one on PC and Game Pass, so naturally, everyone wants to know, can your PC handle all that cursed beauty? Let's see. Alright, here's what the devs have confirmed as the official minimum specs. This is the absolute baseline if you want the game to run without turning your PC into a stuttering slideshow. Windows 10 64-bit. Your processor should be an Intel Core i5-8400 or an AMD Ryzen 5 1600. Memory is 16 gigabytes of RAM, dual channel recommended. Graphics is NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 6 gigabytes or a AMD Radeon RX 580 8 gigabytes. DirectX is version 12. And storage is 60 gigabytes of available space. It's HDD supported, but SSD is recommended. So if you're still rocking a GTX 1060, congrats, you're barely on the train. This setup will get you 1080p at low settings, probably locked at 30 to 40 frames per second. If you're aiming for more stable performance, you'll want better. And trust me, we'll get there. Next up, the recommended specs. This is what you want if you're hoping to see the game the way the devs actually intended it to be seen. So your operating system should be a Windows 10 or 11 64-bit, a processor of an Intel Core i7 9700K or an AMD Ryzen 5 5500. Your memory should be at least 16 gigabytes of RAM, again dual channel recommended. Graphics is NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070, an AMD Radeon 5700 XT, or an Intel Arc A750. Your DirectX should still be version 12, and again storage is 60 gigabytes, but this time SSD required. This will get you a stable 60 frames per second at 1080p or 1440p on high or ultra depending on how optimized the final build is. If you got a newer RTX 30 or 40 series, you're golden. But if you're still using older mid-range cards, say a GTX 1660 or RTX 5600 XT, you'll probably need to tweak shadows and post-processing to keep things smooth. Okay, let's decode what this minimum means playable. But in a Souls-like, where timing is everything, stuttering and dropping frames can mean death. So you don't just want barely runs, you want runs well. These recommended specs are fair for a new gen Unreal Engine Souls-like, but they do mean older systems are gonna feel the burn. An SSD is not optional anymore. Load times and huge interconnected maps will feel like a PS2 memory card if you stick with a spinning drive. And yeah, RAM matters. If you're still on 8 gigabytes, close every tab, pray to the PC gods, and maybe buy a cheap 8 gigabyte stick. You'll thank yourself later. Running under spec? Don't panic. Here's how to squeeze every frame out of your setup. Drop shadows and volumetric fog. Those eat your GPU alive. Keep texture resolution at medium. Unless you're on a low VRAM card, then go low. Turn off motion blur. Looks cool, kills frame, no thanks. Use DLSS or FSR if it's there. Not confirmed yet, but if they patch it in, turn it on. Keep background apps closed. Discord, Chrome, Spotify, they chew RAM you can't spare. And for the real performance hounds, undervolt your GPU a bit to stop thermal throttling and boost stability. Thank me later. Alright, PC Master Race aside, let's talk consoles. Wuchang is coming to Xbox Series XS and PS5. Expect the usual 2 modes. Performance mode, which is 60 frames per second, dynamic 1440p to 4K, lower settings. Quality mode, locked at 30 frames per second, higher resolution, and fancy shadows. On Series S, don't expect native 4K, it'll probably target at about 1080p to 1440p upscaled, with dips if things get crazy on screen. The good news? Devs know Souls-like players hate stutter and frame pacing issues, so consoles often run smoother than older PCs, even if they look slightly less crisp. If you're a console player, just pick your mode, lock in, and prepare to rage. So, should you upgrade your PC for Wuchang? If you're still on a GTX 10 series or older Ryzen 5, this game will be playable, but it'll push your hardware hard, especially at high settings. If you're planning to dive into other Souls-likes, Kazan, Mortal Shell 2, or the next Elden Ring expansion, a mid-range RTX 30 series or AMD 600 series will give you headroom for a few more years. And if you're still on a mechanical hard drive in 2025, it's time, my friend. Please, for your sanity. To wrap this up, Wuchang Fallen Feathers looks beautiful, grim, and punishing, exactly how we like it. But don't let bad frames ruin your fun. Check your specs, clear your SSD, close those tabs, and if you're on console, just pick your mode and pray for steady frames. Souls-like death should come from boss fights, not freezes. If you found this helpful, smash that like button. It tells the algorithm I'm worth feeding to other doomed warriors like you. Drop a comment with your setup. Are you ready, or is your rig gasping for mercy? And hit subscribe for more Souls-like breakdowns, performance tests, and deep dives. And if you haven't already, please head on over to Twitch at limerivt to watch me play all the next Souls-like games. I'll see you in the corrupted wilds of late Ming China. Good luck, wanderers, and keep those frames steady. Goodbye. Goodbye, bye, bye, bye.